Now that we have a different wind and the pin is different, I am going to take a new screenshot. 228 and 365. It's a 5-meter wind. I'm going to go back to our paint. We're going to open up a new image, the last image. Don't save. And then we simply just zoom in all the way. And then now you will learn how to view angles by studying them. As you can see, right here is going to be where the angle points at this very dot, 1257, 773. Put that in our table, 1257, 773. That's a 66.67 degree angle. Now, crosswinds are kind of sketchy when it comes to dunking. Depending on how accurate your calculator is, crosswind dunks are very risky, and they may miss quite a few times, depending on how accurate your calculator is. And this is basically borderline crosswind. Crosswind could be like anywhere from here to here, I would say. And from here to here, from there to there, from here to here, basically all around. Those are about your examples of crosswinds. Depending on how accurate the data is in the calculator you're using, it may or may not fail the dunk. I know with my calculator, crosswinds are pretty accurate. However, they still do miss. It's not 100% when we get a crosswind in a high wind. Now, if you have a crosswind and it's about 1 to 4 meter, anywhere from there, a crosswind of 1 to 4 meter for a dunk, it's usually safe. But when we hit like the 5 to 9 on a crosswind, that's when data starts to become a little bit inaccurate. So if you want to make the safest shot possible in a high meter crosswind, I'd recommend you either do a tomahawk or a backspin shot. That way you have little margin for error and you can guarantee a chip in. If you're totally okay with the accuracy on high wind meter dunks on your calculator, you know it's completely accurate, then simply go for it. I'm not so sure with this calculator here that I have, so I'm just going to perform a backspin shot on the 5-meter crosswind. I've inputted the angle, the distance, the elevation, and the metered wind. And now I'm going to bring up my calculator that has my green slope data so that we can backspin this shot. The lagoon hole 2, 228, and that's a left wind, so it's an 0.6 green slope. 0.6. Now we're going to attempt a front wind backspin shot. Now here the calculator broke because it's a very large aim value. So now we can take a calculator because I put a little note here. Since there's a little error here too. When you get a high wind, and there's a lot of aim that needs to be done, the PB margin, or the PB result, is going to be either lesser or incorrect. Like, it's not going to be a large number like it should be. And that's when the calculator breaks. Depending on what calculator you're using, whose you're using, all that, it sometimes breaks. And it's an inaccurate aim for the PB. And this is incorrect. I'm simply going to open up a calculator and take 4.54, divide it by 0.2165 and enter. That is our PB aim because our calculator broke. It's a large number and it has problems with calculating in some calculators. Our real aim is going to be 20.96. I'm going to round that to 21 PBs because it is 9.6. Now, if you don't want to open up a calculator and do all that, you can create a table in whatever calculator you have if it has this problem and make your own converter table. And I'll just title it like PB converter. Result. And we're going to type in the result that we find here when the calculator breaks for the PB. And we're just going to leave that blank. We're going to type in equals and then click on the table we want to type in our information in. And then you click back on that table. And you're simply going to slash, which is divide by 0.2165, and hit enter. And now we just made a very simple table, conversion table. I'm going to merge these cells. No. Oh, I guess that doesn't work for what I need it to. Oh, I know what I did wrong. It's going to create borders. Actually, we can just put that PB converter here, and then we'll just merge these two cells, and then center it. And then it's a very simple table we just made. Our result is 4.54, and that's going to give you your PB, 29.97. Make sure you round it up when it is 0.95 and above, or 0.65 to 7. Examples like that. So we'll round that up to 21. We just made a simple chart that we type in the result, and it'll give us the PB aim. This is removing us alt-tabbing to a calculator if you feel the need to make a little table for yourself when the calculator breaks, depending on if yours does or not. Anyway, we're going to aim 21, and we're going to hit it 243.6. I used Shift 0 to aim directly to the green, and then I used the home key to zoom in, and then the up arrow to align. 4, 8, 12, 16, 19, 21. Now I use the 1 key to zoom in so I can find my 9 spin. And 9 spin is directly in the middle of the green line on the ball. There it is. And according to our table, we need to hit it 243.6 with 9 spin. There it is. And there's a ridiculous animation again. I think it's hilarious. Now what I'm going to try to do here is try to find a hole where you can get a crosswind behind the meter sign so I can give you some kind of tips and tricks on how to find that angle. I'm going to go back to Blue Lagoon. And we'll put on... this is course practice. Whoops. Okay. Hopefully we get a one behind the meter sign. I'm just going to play through until I find a wind that is behind the meter sign. Now that I finally got the wind I wanted to show you, I'll show you how to, we'll take some tricks on how to find a wind like that. It's behind the meter sign across wind. It's really simple to find this even without any tricks. You can just draw a line and from there and determine the center and just find it that way. Point where you think it is, find the coordinates. If you're having trouble with that though, you can always find a program if you Google or find on YouTube, See-Through View. You can open it up, it's a Java application. And then find an image on Google, Googling Pangya angle chart. Find the directory that you will save that image in. And then you can simply move this image and use the opacity level. Make it see-through. Hence see-through view. And you can move it and align it. And that will help you find your angle if you don't know what it is. It looks like it's about a 42 to 43 degree angle. And we will find out. It's just a little tip you can use. Back here. And draw in white. About 1346,834. So it was about a 44 degree. So that'll help you to determine about what the angle was. We'll put in 44. Unless you're entirely confident about what your angle is behind the 1 meter sign after practicing for a while, I would not recommend you dunk. I mean, it's a 1 meter, it's not that big of a deal. But just to be safe, I'm going to attempt a backspin because sometimes when you're off just by a little bit, like 1 or 2 degrees, it'll affect that dunk pretty badly. Not too much with backspin or with tomahawk, especially not tomahawk. A little bit more with backspin and even more so with dunk. I'd say maybe even backspin and dunk are about the same, but I like to go with backspin on the safer route, because just writing in distance elevation I might be off and I don't realize backspin for me is the safer route, and then tomahawk is the most safest route because it is not affected by wind that much. So now I'm going to find the green slope for a 224 right wind. It is negative 0.4, and we actually already have that in there, so that's good. Actually, no, that's for regular slope. What am I thinking? I'm going to put a negative 0.4 for a green. Now I'm going to do a backspin with 1 wood. Tells me to aim at 0.8 and hit it 242.8. That's about 0.8. 9 spin. 9 spin. 242.8. I hope this tutorial helped you learn how to find the wind angle using paint, and reduce the determine any resolution like I said. And if you have any questions, comment. If you need the table I put in for the angle, just comment or message me. I can also make you, like I said, a calculator in my free time. And I really hope this tutorial helped. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have fun on Pangya, and I hope to see you on Debug Pangya if you do so happen to join. It's on Facebook, and just Google Pangya Debug, and you can play Season 8 with us, with a new course and some Japanese content. My name is LB Knight. You can find me on there. My name is also LB Knight on Global, if you do remember me. here I bid you farewell.